This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Steve Icon.
Tony Bellew has said that he would end Tyson Fury in quicker fashion than what he'd done with David Haye. And it's a fight that these guys have been talking about for a little while. I don't know if there's any kind of validity to maybe these two actually getting it on. Tyson Fury once said that he doesn't want to fight Tony Bellew because he's too small. But yet he fights somebody who's smaller than Tony Bellew in his debut fight. And now he says he wants somebody big, somebody tall, which obviously isn't going to be Tony Bellew. But ultimately, I suppose money talks. Now, this is what Tony Bellew had to say about the fight with Tyson Fury. And this is what Tony Bellew said to Sky Sports. "I would love it. People tell me that he said I'm too small, yet he gets in with a guy 3 inches smaller than me and about a stone lighter. I'm not too sure what he actually means when he says too small. Right now, I'll be honest, Tyson Fury isn't ready for me. I would stop Tyson Fury quicker than I stopped David Haye. There's no two ways about it. I think he needs another fight, and I'll give him another fight. No problem at all. But we need to talk. Speak to Eddie Hearn. I'm pretty sure we could sell out any stadium. I probably think we could do a stadium just for the press conference. If he wants to come as Batman, I'll come as a Joker. Whichever way you want to play it, I'll deal with it. I can do it. Tyson Fury is not ready for me in any way, shape or form. I don't care what kind of version you give me. I've seen the best of him against Steve Cunningham, and he was flat on his back. When I put someone on their back, they don't get away with it. They just stay down. I'm very happy that Tyson Fury is back. The heavyweight division is buzzing again, but understand me, I will end it for you. Not a problem at all." So that was Tony Bellew's statement. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, based on his performance against Fury, but of course that was more of a clown show, a circus show, more than anything else. I don't think Tyson Fury was really taking it that serious. So if he was to fight Tony Bellew or somebody else of that kind of caliber, I suppose, Tyson Fury would certainly take it a lot more serious, not as much clown around. But Tyson Fury does clown around anyway. That's kind of what he does. But he wouldn't do it as much. He would take it a lot more serious. And of course, he would come into that fight a lot lighter than what he did against Fury. Against Fury, he was 19 stone, 10 pounds. And I'm pretty sure in his next fight, he will drop even more weight. Now, bearing in mind, Tyson Fury was 27 stone at one point. So to come down to just under 20 stone, that's over 7 stone loss, which is pretty phenomenal, really. Now, when he says that he's seen the best of him against Steve Cunningham and he's flat on his back, Steve Cunningham, who was formerly a cruiserweight as well, much like Fury and Tony Bellew, he did tag Tyson Fury and he did go down. But for Tony Bellew to say that was the best of Tyson Fury, that wasn't the best of Tyson Fury at all. The best of Tyson Fury was against Vladimir Klitschko. That was the best. But for me, I wouldn't mind seeing the fight, to be honest. I'm not too sure if Tony Bellew is right, that Tony Bellew would end Tyson Fury right now. Because, as I said, that was just a circus show from Tyson Fury. He was messing around. Even Fury was messing around. You know, so he would take it a lot more serious, and Tony Bellew would have it more difficult than maybe what he thinks that he would. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'd like to see it. I don't know if it's a stadium fight, though. I have to be honest. I'm not too sure. I'm not too confident that the British public are fully behind or confident in Tyson Fury right now, because I don't know what kind of mental state he's in, physically as well. Obviously, to lose all that weight is phenomenal. But at what kind of cost did it have on his body in the long term? We don't know. But as I said, Tyson Fury said that he wants somebody tall next, maybe somebody like an Ustinov. That would be pretty good. And as Tony Bellew said, he's quite willing to let him have another fight, which we all know Tyson Fury will be having another fight on the Carl Frampton undercard in Belfast. So he will be out next. Is that in August, isn't it? So yeah, he's definitely going to get another fight anyway. Then after then, depending on how Tyson Fury feels, maybe a Tony Bellew fight will be exactly what the doctor ordered, you know, to beat somebody who has a bit of popularity about him, a bit of stardom now. With Tony Bellew, back-to-back wins over David Haye. The first one was a bit contentious because of David Haye's hamstring, of course. Oh, sorry, not hamstring, his Achilles heel. But of course, the rematch was conclusive. There's no way around it. Tony Bellew did what the script didn't say. He flattened out David Haye. He beat him in every way, shape and form. So a fight with Tyson Fury, if Fury was to go into the fight in the same condition, in the same mindset that he did against Fury, then yeah, I think that Tony Bellew would beat him. Now these two, they kind of have like a bit of a hot and cold relationship. One day they like each other and they're respecting, and the next day they're insulting the hell out of each other. So I'm not really sure if it's a personal thing, whether it's just a business, I don't know. But why not? You know, let's have the fight. Tony Bellew wants a huge payday. He's got an extra payday more than he was expected to, as in he was supposed to lose the first fight with David Haye. And had he lost, I think Tony Bellew would have retired. And had he lost to David Haye in the rematch, again, he would have retired. So I think Tony Bellew will keep on going until he loses, or he's got nothing else to prove in himself. But really, he doesn't have anything else to prove. You know, he's beaten David Haye twice. So, I don't know, a big fight with Tyson Fury. Again, it might be a bit difficult to make because Tyson Fury is exclusive to BT Sport. Tony Bellew is exclusive to Sky Sports. Matchroom versus Frank Warren. Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren even. So it's going to be a very difficult fight to make because for me, I don't see that Frank Warren wants anything to do with Eddie Hearn. He doesn't want to share his stars on with Eddie Hearn. But we know Eddie Hearn will. But will Eddie Hearn and Sky allow Tony Bellew to go over to BT Sport? Because it's unlikely that they're going to have a dual promotion because Sky is so far ahead right now. It's almost like BT mean nothing to them. They're not even competition yet. So why would they give them an inch? They wouldn't. So I think from that perspective, that fight's going to be difficult to make. But ultimately, I suppose it's down to the fighters. If the fighters say to their respective promoters, I want to fight Tony Bellew, I want to fight Tyson Fury, let's work out this deal. Let's get it done. And if necessary, if I have to go on Sky, I'll go on Sky for this fight. If necessary, I have to go on BT, then I'll go on BT. We'll meet a neutral ground. We'll go on ITV, BBC One, whatever, you know, Eurosport. It doesn't matter. Let's get this fight done. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. So anyway, drop your thoughts below to Tony Bellew's statement. Do you really think that he would beat Tyson Fury quicker than what he done with David Haye in the rematch? Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.